Good morning and welcome to the First Unitarian Fellowship of Nanaimo. My name is Wiley and I'm your service leader for this morning. First, a special welcome to this morning's guest singer, Simon Patterson. And second, if this is your first time with us, then a very special welcome to you. We are a diverse community and each of our Sunday services is unique. We encourage you to try our services a few times to get a taste of their variety. We have a well-designed website, ufon.ca, that's ufon.ca, and invite you to visit it for more detailed information about who we are, the services we offer, how to connect to us, and if you're a new person and you can't wait till next week, then all the services are on the website, one click away from the homepage. Whatever your ethnicity, theological belief, gender, sexual orientation, age, and everything that makes you who you are, please know that you are warmly welcome in our community. We acknowledge today that we meet on the unceded traditional territory of the Snuneymuxw First Nation. As Unitarians, we are committed to the work of reconciliation required to address the harm done to all Indigenous people and their cultures by non-Indigenous peoples. We have much to learn from Indigenous perspective that the earth is the source of all life, and our responsibility is to honor and care for it. It's time now for today's announcements. And first, I'd like to acknowledge the lovely flowers that grace our hall from Karen Sharp. Second, we remind you that are in the hall that you can sing out loud with your masks on. And a reminder that we record these services, and when there is a children's story for copyright reasons and the joys and concerns for privacy reasons are edited out before the service is uploaded to the website. Services are posted shortly after delivery. This year, as part of the Boxing Day service, we will create gift boxes for the shelter staff who have worked faithfully and compassionately all year for the shelter guests. In preparation, we ask that you drop off your gifts at the office before December 25th. We are collecting gift cards, chocolates, nuts, sweets, books, gloves, scarves. These will be boxed and decorated on Boxing Day. And I don't have any last minute announcements. So to find out about all other special events, groups, and meetings that are taking place in the fellowship, you can either go to the calendar on the website or read the weekly update that comes out on Thursdays. Let us now enter into sacred time. Patrick, our music director, and Simon, our guest singer, will lead us into worship through music.
Good morning. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce my friend and colleague, Simon Patterson. We met working together as historical interpreters and performers in Barkerville Historic Town. Subsequently got together to play music and started a jazz ensemble that we call Mahogany Hall. And we're performing a Christmas concert at the Unitarian Hall later this month that we're very excited about. And we've been on hiatus for a little while as Simon went back to the old country. But we're excited to be making music again. So here is the prelude. This is called Good Thing Going, Going, Gone, from the musical Merrily We Roll Along by Stephen Sondheim. Of course, as most of you will already know, the absolute giant of Broadway lyricist and composer Stephen Sondheim passed away recently, so this is a tribute to him, and there'll be another Stephen Sondheim song later in the service. So here is Good Thing Going, Going, Gone.
It started out like a song. We started quiet and slow, with no surprise. And then one morning I woke to realize we had a good thing going. It's not that nothing went wrong. Some angry moments, of course, but just a few. And only moments, no more, because we knew we had a good thing going. And if I wanted too much, was that such a mistake at the time? You never wanted enough. All right, tough, I don't make that a crime. And while it's going along, we take for granted some love will wear away. We took for granted a lot, and still I say it could have kept on growing instead of just kept on. We had a good thing going.
Thank you, Simon, and thank you, Patrick. Already my heart is cracked open by that. The beauty of the human voice and the beautiful song. So today, the first Sunday in December, we begin a new theme, a new monthly theme. And the theme for December is drama and the art of empathy. Drama is energy. Drama is what happens when we struggle with our human imperfections, the yearnings and desires, the blindness and the ignorance and the fears and the hopes. Drama is what happens when human beings engage with life. Drama is life lived at a heightened expression. Now, drama between two people on the stage has the potential for an entire audience to gain insight into the human condition, and perhaps for themselves. And it holds the potential for a bloom of insight in each person who witnesses that dramatic interchange. On stage or in real life, drama shows us that the human condition in all its messy, imperfect beauty. At the heart of drama, I believe, is the human desire for love, to be loved and to become love. Our opening words this morning are by the American and Unitarian poet E.E. Cummings. It's called, "I Carry Your Heart With Me, I Carry It In." I carry your heart with me. I carry it in my heart. I am never without it. Anywhere I go, you go, my dear. And whatever is done by only me is your doing, my darling. I fear no fate, for you are my fate, my sweet. I want no world, for beautiful you are, my world, my true. And it's you, are whatever a moon has always meant, and whatever a sun will always sing is you. Here is the deepest secret no one knows. Here is the root of the root, and the bud of the bud, and the sky of a tree called life, which grows higher than soul can hope or mind can hide. And this is the wonder that keeps the stars apart. I carry your heart. I carry it in my heart.
This tiny flame illuminates our whole heart's yearning to know we are connected. May we understand each other in our joy and in our pain. May our humanity unite us.
Please sing along. The words will be up on the screen in a second.
We give thanks for this precious day. We're all gathered here and far away for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. We give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here and far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
It is now time to light the candles of Hanukkah and Advent. The second Advent candle is a candle of love. May love flow from our hearts with abundance, filling every moment with the season's gift of hope, peace, and joy. May it be shared truly and deeply. May all who encounter it be charged with its message and become themselves the agents of love. The 8 candles of Hanukkah symbolize the number of days that the temple lantern blazed. The miracle is that the temple lamp continued to burn even though it was known that there wasn't enough oil to keep it burning for more than one day. It is the people's faith and God's grace that is celebrated through the 8 days of Hanukkah. The 9th candle, the shamash, is a helper candle used to light to the others. Today is the 8th day of Hanukkah, but we will light only 7 because traditionally the candles are lit after sundown. Rabbi Richard Jacobs says, with each night of Hanukkah and with the waning of the moon, the nights get darker and darker. As the darkness descends with each progressive night, we light one more candle against the darkness.
Light one candle for the Maccabee children, with thanks that their light didn't die. Light one candle for the pain they endured when their right to exist was denied. Light one candle for the terrible sacrifice justice and freedom demand. Oh, light one candle for the wisdom to know when the peacemaker's time is at hand. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. One candle for the needy to never become our own foe. Light one candle for those who are suffering pain we learned so long ago. Light one candle for all we believe in, that anger won't tear us apart. And light one candle to bring us together with peace as the song in our heart. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. Let it shine through our love and our tears. What is the memory that's valued so highly? We keep it alive in that flame. What's the commitment to those who have died when cry out they've not died in vain? Have we come this far believing that justice would somehow prevail? This is the burden, and this is the promise, and this is why we will not fail. Don't let the light go out. It's lasted for so many years. Don't let the light go out. that shine through our love and our tears.
Whew, thanks so much for that. That gets the breath going. So, when you walk into a theater, you cross a threshold. You leave behind the outside world and you enter into sacred ground. On that side of the threshold, the light softens into a semi-darkness. And there your body relaxes and your breath slows. You settle more comfortably into your seat and let go of the regular demands of your life. Time changes and seems to shift to a time outside of regular time. And here it is easier to become present to this present moment. And when those lights dim completely and conversation stops, everyone releases their individual stories and opens with anticipation to the yet untold story. And you, the audience, and you, the individual, becomes the audience. These are the ritual elements of entering a new story. Imagine, if you will, that we are all in this theater together. We are sitting together in the temporary darkness. And in this darkness, you see nothing, but you hear the sound of someone breathing. Involuntarily, yet naturally, we all begin to breathe together. We breathe together more often than we know. We breathe together when we sing, and even when we listen to a singer sing, especially when they're in the same place and space as we are. Empathy is like this. We feel what others feel more often than we think. Let us reflect on that a moment, on this natural, spontaneous connection. For this, our musical meditation, I've chosen another song written by Stephen Sondheim from a little night music. It's called Send in the Clowns. Now, there's no clowns in this music. It's the story of people making mistakes and learning from them. In this case, the story is about people being paired up with the wrong lovers, the wrong partners. Send in the Clowns is sung at a point in the drama of tremendous pain for the character. It's sung by a person who has finally seen they have become a fool, clinging to a love that will never be returned. And don't we all have moments when we realize that we simply can't control the outcome, that we can't force someone to love us or not to leave us, and that we may finally feel foolish seeing how impossible it is to think that we can control other people. I invite Simon to come and sing for us, Send in the Clowns, from a little night music.
Isn't it rich? Are we a pair? Me here at last on the ground, you in midair. Sand in the clouds. Isn't it bliss? Don't you approve? One who keeps tearing around and one who can't move. Where are the clouds? Sand in the clouds. Just when I stopped opening doors, finally knowing the one that I wanted was yours, making my entrance again with my usual flair. Sure of my lines, no one is there. Don't you love farce? My fault, I fear. I thought you'd want what I want. Sorry, my dear. But where are the clowns? Quick, send in the clowns. Don't bother, they're here. Isn't it rich? Isn't it queer? Losing my timing this late in my career. And where are the clowns? There ought to be clowns. Well, maybe next year.
Thank you again. For me, the theater, the home of drama, is a holy place. It is where the triumphs and the tragedies of our humanity are revealed. It's where they're put under a light, quite literally, so that we may take a moment and reflect on what it means to be human and the many ways that we might respond to being human together. Like so much in our society today that has lost its deeper meaning, the holy theater, where once God spoke, has devolved into mere distraction. At the altar of the Church of Theater sits our humanity. And in this church, We are asked to take communion together. We are asked to taste the truth in our bodies and drink the juice of our yearnings. We are asked to participate in this communion with others and understand that through our participation, shoulder to shoulder with every other person, we are not alone. And when the actors arrive and play their parts in the unfolding drama, through our senses and imaginations, we begin to see through their eyes and feel what they feel. We enter a sacred space that exists between actor and audience, and actor and actor. The story we see becomes our story. The struggle, the triumph, it becomes ours as we walk in their shoes and feel through their hearts. It is through empathy that we commune together. Empathy is a form of communion. Every day and in every encounter with another person, when we enter their electromagnetic field, our empathy is activated. Emotion researchers generally find empathy as the ability to sense other people's emotions, coupled with the ability to imagine what someone else might be thinking and feeling. In other words, our brains and heart transmit information about other people's thoughts and emotions. And according to the Berkeley Education Site, empathy seems to have deep roots in our brains and bodies and in our evolutionary history. Empathy has been observed in our primate relatives, even in dogs and cats, and anybody who is a pet owner knows. Our pets respond to our feelings. Empathy has been associated with two different pathways in the brain, and scientists have speculated that some aspects of empathy can be traced to mirror neurons, cells in the brain that fire when we observe someone else perform an action in much the same way that they would fire if we had performed the action ourselves. From social scientists to spiritual leaders, everyone knows that empathy is necessary for our well-being and the health of our society. For feeling the pain or suffering of others helps us feel compassion for them. And so we are motivated to perhaps change our behavior or our societal rules, policies, and laws to alleviate others' suffering. Much of the complex interplay of empathy between human beings happens just below our awareness, and science is only at the beginning of understanding it. But actors and other artists are empathy experts and are able to use their skill to transform and heal individuals and society. Now, not all drama takes place in a darkened theater. Drama has been used in education for decades to support learning through empathy. Imagine being a historical person. Imagine being a historical person helps history come alive and meaningful in the classroom. Understanding a Hitler-type person from the inside might reveal how our own insecurities can turn to destructive behavior. Understanding the courage of an Anne Frank can inform a young person of their own courage to tackle difficult and challenging situations. Watching an actor in the classroom become Macbeth can illuminate feelings of ambition and lead to a conversation about the consequences of making good and bad decisions. There are many ways to use drama in educational settings. So as many of you know, my first profession was as an actor. And like many beginning actors, my first jobs were school tours. Generally, this meant arriving at a school before the first bell, unloading the set into the gym, finding the equipment room and setting up our change room there between the basketballs and the hockey nets. We might have time for a bit of a warm up before the school bells ring, and then those children would start arriving through the door in mostly straight lines, one class at a time. So in the early 1980s, I was hired for an elementary school tour in Winnipeg of a show called Feeling Yes, Feeling No, a play teaching the positive and negative aspects of physical touch. The play taught children basic skills that built self-worth, self-confidence, and good judgment. It reinforced the understanding that there are yes feelings and no feelings, and helped children assess potentially dangerous situations. And it offered the necessary skills to protect themselves from sexual assault. Obviously, we were not giving a lecture in the gym. Each class of small children walked into the gym, led by a teacher, and sat down on the floor, starting with the youngest class in front. Row upon row of wiggling, giggling kids sat squished up beside each other, with the oldest in the back row. And then they all went silent when the actors jumped into the space in front of them, playing and pushing and shouting and giggling, just like they had been. The actors became the children. And as children, they found themselves in different situations, and they talked to the children in the audience as children to children about their experiences. And the children in the audience accepted the actor children as one of them. Using the art of empathy, the actor children built trust and understanding with the audience children. This, I believe, is a magical reality that happens when the children in the audience believe the reality of the actors being children just like them. There is a sudden, open communication between them. And this shared experience can be used by the actor to teach the children. Because the purpose of the play was to teach children to be physically safe, including situations of sexual assault, the actors were trained as part of the rehearsal process on how to speak to the children, what language to use and what not to use, and how to listen and what to listen for. Because not all of the play was scripted. Late into the play, I played a little girl who described a no feeling that she had when a trusted family member touched her. I'm sad to say that it was not uncommon to hear a young voice from the audience say to me too. Our training included how to respond to those spontaneous moments. In character, we'd acknowledge them directly and invite them to talk with us and hang out with us later. And afterwards, we'd go to a quiet place and have a chat, kid to kid. And we had strict protocols to follow and reports to write afterwards. And there was a specialized team of social workers and police who followed up with our reports. It broke my heart. Many days to hear a child's voice so openly say, "Me too." And I am also fiercely proud that we as actors, through our art, were able to stop a great deal of abuse. Now, it's quite a stretch from the sacredness of that darkened theater to the bright light of a school gym, but the elements of the human condition and our desire to understand and to learn and to grow together are the same. We are all connected by our ability to see through each other's eyes and feel what is happening in each other's heart. This empathy is something that every single person, almost every single person has. And we can learn to use it skillfully to deepen our understanding of people who may have very, very different lives to ours. Yet no matter how different our lives may be, we are all human beings. We all have fears. We all have weaknesses. We all want a safe place to live. We all want to love and to be loved and to become love. And none of us are perfect. None of us have this human condition completely understood, completely mastered. We make mistakes. We go down the wrong path. And something happens, if we're lucky, and someone tells us, you should stop that. Let's go in a different direction. Or maybe we learn ourselves because it hurts to keep going in a direction that's not good for us. We are all in a lifelong process of learning to be human. May the spaces between all of us be holy spaces. May our lives be holy. I thank you for listening. One of the most famous folk hymns that describes the dramatic transformation of a man is one you know called Amazing Grace. It was written in 1772 by the poet and clergyman John Newton. Now, there's something universally understood in this song because Newton was able to find and capture the torment of that imperfection in us, that feeling of being wretched and getting it wrong, and the possibility of compassion for ourselves in that imperfection. Newton drew on his experience in the Atlantic slave trade. He was a sailor, and he was on those slave boats. And this song came out of his experience on one of those boats and his fear and anguish in the middle of a storm. Whether or not you believe in the grace of power, in the power of grace, and his fear and anguish in the middle of the storm, whether or not you believe in grace, I imagine that all of us have had times of being afraid when we have made bad decisions, afraid that our weakness and our imperfections have overwhelmed us. And in those times, all of us need compassion. Please join Simon as we sing together, Amazing Grace.
how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. No many dangers, toil, and snares I have already come. 'Tis grace that brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me home. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise, and we'd first begun.
Now that we are both online and in the hall, we welcome your donation and pledges in 3 different ways. First, we've set up the Unitarian bank account to automatically deposit e-transfers sent to info@ufon.ca. Second, you can still write a check and pop it in the mail. And third, if you're in the hall, there's a basket at the back of the room where you can place your donation after the service. Our designated charity for December is the Indian Residential School Survivor Society. If you would like to donate to the designated charity for the month, please note that on your e-transfer or check. We are grateful for your offering.
And if you're in the hall today and have an extra 5 minutes, I know Charlotte's already volunteered. We're going to decorate our Christmas tree. Our closing words this morning are by a great British actor, Sir Laurence Olivier. He says, "I don't know what is better than the work that is given to the actor to teach the human heart the knowledge of itself."
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
So we come to the closing song, Carry the Flame. We invite those in Zoom to switch to gallery mode so that you can all see everyone. In the hall that we ask you please stay in your seats and everyone sing along. Carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again. Carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again. Then we shall see a world of light and a world of joy. Carry the flame of peace and love until we meet again.